Welcome back to Gavel Gossip, where we bring you justice unfiltered. Today, we're in Harris County for a case involving a counterpetition to modify a parent-child relationship. If you're new to this type of hearing, it's when one parent proposes changes that they believe are better for the child. This case is a powerful example of how every parent can feel unheard in the courtroom, where emotions run high and the stakes are deeply personal. This isn't just a legal battle, it's about the future of a little one caught in the middle. We've skipped past the procedural formalities, and the hearing picks up with the mother's attorney questioning the father on the stand. What truths will come to light? How will the court weigh the claims on both sides? Watch closely as the story unfolds.
How long have you resided at this residence?
About a month and a half.
And isn't it true that you did not provide this address to Mr. Rue until this past week?
I provided it.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Who resides with you at?
My girlfriend, my daughter, which is 17, and Jackson.
And what's your girlfriend's name?
LaShonda McPears.
And where are you currently employed, Mr. Coleman?
I am not presently employed with anyone. I run a home-based business.
And what's the name of that business?
Lather and More.
And how long have you been running that?
10 years.
What does that business do?
We sell natural bath and body products.
What are your work hours?
24 hours a day. I don't have any work hours. People put in orders, I fill them.
And who's taking care of Jackson those 24 hours a day that you're working?
Me, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I have a daughter. She's 17 years old, and I have a girlfriend. We've been together for 16 years.
Do you provide the majority of the care for Jackson?
Yes.
Isn't it true that you do leave Jackson with your girlfriend frequently?
Yes.
Isn't it true you also leave Jackson with your 17-year-old daughter frequently?
Yes.
So I see that you took a co-parenting course, is that correct, on November 14th?
Correct.
What are the 3 types of co-parenting models?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Isn't it true that one of the things they discuss in that course are the emotions of the child when separated from either parent?
Excuse me, Mr. Man just woke up from his nap. Go lay down for Mr. Nap. I know. You should.
Off the record.
You give me a second and put him back in the bed. You on okay?
It's going against your time.
Okay. Come on. All right. I'm back to you. Question?
Back on the record.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. My question was, isn't it true that in that course that you took, they discussed the emotions of a child when separated from either parent for long periods of time?
I believe so.
And since taking that course, what have you done differently with Jackson to help him adjust to the fact that he hasn't seen his mother in a year and a half?
I haven't done anything. He doesn't know his mother.
Isn't it true that prior to July 23rd of 2023, she was his primary caregiver?
She's still his primary caregiver till now. Legally, court paperwork.
So is it your position that you're telling the court now that Jackson is unharmed by not seeing his mother for over a year and a half?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled.
You can answer that.
Do I repeat the question? Do I believe, is he harmed?
Is correct? Is it your position that you're telling the court that Jackson is unharmed by not seeing his mother for over a year and a half?
Correct. He doesn't know his mother, so there is no harm. The harm is when you introduce someone to someone that you don't even know. At the time, he was
non-responsive. What are the top 3 things you learned in your co-parenting course, Mr. Coleman?
About assault, the welfare of the child's development stages, divorce, and separation.
What did you learn in the course about the welfare of the child?
Don't recall reading anything about the welfare of a child in the parenting course.
Who is Jackson's pediatrician?
That I do not know because she has not provided me with the medical.
Non-responsive.
After that, I do not know. Sustained.
Isn't it true that you haven't taken Jackson to a pediatric clinic or a pediatrician since you've had exclusive possession of him?
Correct. I haven't took him to a pediatrician, but I have taken him to the...
Non-responsive after correct.
Sustained.
Isn't it true you also have not taken Jackson to a dentist since he's been in your exclusive care and possession?
No, that's not true.
Who is his dentist?
He doesn't have a dentist, but I took him to cash appointments that I paid cash for.
What's the name of the clinic that you take him to?
I believe it's called Try Something. My attorney actually has the documentation and a receipt of taking him to the test.
When did you take him to the dentist?
October last year.
What did he go there for?
Teeth cleaning. Also, I needed to get documentation from a dentist in order to get his Social Security card, which she wouldn't provide me either. She never provided me with a Social Security
Not responsive after he answered the question about the dentist.
Sustain.
I needed it to get.
Why sir, please answer just the question that was asked. You're answering questions you wanted to have been asked. Continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Did Jackson have any cavities at that visit?
No.
Are you aware of what the developmental aspects of a 3-year-old are?
Yes.
What are they?
They don't get to make decisions on their own.
Are you familiar with any of the 3-year-old's gross motor skills?
Yes.
Is he able to play on equipment and climb stairs?
Yes.
Can he hold a crayon or marker with his fingers?
Yes.
And does he have blocks that he plays with?
Yes.
Is he riding a tricycle?
Yes.
You provided us with some photographs in your evidence, isn't that correct?
Correct.
Did you provide us with a photograph of him riding a bicycle?
No.
Did you provide us with a photograph of him playing with blocks?
No, I don't believe so.
Did you provide us with a photograph of him playing with any other children?
Yes.
And who was he playing with?
His cousins,
And what are their ages?
3 years old.
Does he have normal play dates?
Yes.
When was his last play date?
Thanksgiving.
Is he enrolled in after school care or any type of daycare at this time?
No.
So are you saying that it's my client's fault that you have not taken Jackson to a pediatrician? That's a yes or no.
No.
So is it your fault?
No.
Whose fault is it?
It's no one's fault.
Have you at any point in time in the last year and a half enrolled Jackson in daycare?
Objection asked and answered.
No rule.
No.
And why is that?
He's here with me all the time.
Are you aware that in order for a child to grow up in a way that they could actually socialize, that it's imperative that they have other interactions with young children? Are you aware of that, Mr. Coleman?
Absolutely.
And what about Jackson's speaking ability? How many words is Jackson saying right now?
Maybe 200. The boy is smart.
And how many 2 to 3 word sentences is he able to string together?
A lot.
Can you give me a number, please?
I don't have a specific number.
Okay, what is the, give me a 2 or 3 word sentence that he says regularly.
I would like to eat. My tablet is dead. I want to go outside to the tent to play.
You said my tablet is dead. What is his tablet?
He has his own tablet.
What kind of tablet?
It's a regular tablet, 7-inch tablet.
That's an electronic device.
Correct.
And how many hours a day does he play on that electronic tablet?
I'd have to look and I can tell you.
Would you say it's more than 2?
Yes.
More than 3?
Maybe.
Maybe more than 4?
Nah.
And what types of games are on that tablet?
Child restricted games and YouTube.
Did you say child restrictive games and YouTube?
Yes. Child YouTube, kid YouTube, and child games.
And how long has he had this tablet?
Since he was 1.5. Yes, I am.
When was the last time Jackson went to a park?
Yesterday. It's across the street.
What's the name of that park?
I don't know the name. It's literally across the street from my house.
And how frequently does he go there?
Once or twice a week.
Who does he go with?
Me.
And for how long?
About an hour.
Does he play with other children?
Yes.
Is Jackson able to throw and catch and kick balls?
Yes.
Do you have any plans on enrolling him in daycare at all?
Not at the time.
And what is the elementary school that feeds into your residence?
That I do not know.
Does Jackson have any learning skill games on his tablet?
Yes.
Which ones?
I could not tell you specifically the games.
Do you interact with him on the tablet, or is he normally playing with it by himself?
Both.
Well, then you should know what you're interacting with him with on the tablet. What are you interacting with him with when he's using the tablet with you?
There are hundreds of games. Spelling, coloring, matching.
So Jackson just got up from a nap, is that correct?
No, I put him down for a nap.
So did he sleep?
He's sleeping now?
No, I'm talking about when he came in the room earlier. Had he already been asleep and then he woke up?
Probably for 15 minutes, yes.
And what time does he normally nap?
12:30.
And for how long?
Hour and a half to 2 hours.
Does he normally wake up 15 minutes after you put him down?
No.
Was there some particular reason why he did today?
Objection calls for speculation.
Same.
Do you know why he woke up 15 minutes after you put him down today?
Our audio is loud. He can hear me through the door.
And what time does he eat?
Early in the morning, right before I put him to bed. And in the afternoon, it's 3 meals a day.
So normally he would wake up after this lunch and he'd be fed?
He's already fed. He ate right before he went down.
What's his favorite meal?
Sushi.
And explain to me how you go about providing discipline to Jackson.
A firm grip, a pat on the booty, timeout, restriction from tablet.
And which one does he actually respond better to when it's time for discipline?
My voice.
When you said a firm grip, what exactly did you mean by that, Mr. Coleman?
A firm grip on the shoulder. Like, hey, don't do that. That's not the thing to do.
And then a pat on the booty, what does that look like?
That's with my hand, rearing a child.
And how frequently do you have to do that?
Not much. He's a good kid.
And when you restrict him from the tablet, for how long do you restrict him from the tablet?
For a few hours.
And when do you know that Jackson is upset?
He growls and he does the mean eyebrow thing.
What do you mean growls?
We have a thing where we growl. We headbutt and we growl at each other. So just like a regular kid, he gets angry. He growls.
And how do you deal with it when he growls and gets angry?
Nothing. Just give him some time. He's a kid.
So that doesn't require a firm grip on his shoulder or a pat on his butt?
No, not growling. He's upset. He's angry.
Does he express himself with words?
Yes.
And what would those words be?
It depends on if he's hungry or if he's angry or if he's happy. You didn't ask a specific question.
So he'll growl and be happy?
No.
Well, you said it depends. So I'm trying to understand. You're explaining that his mode of communication is growling. So I'm trying to understand, does that mean he growls like all the time or just when angry?
Just when upset, frustrated, and angry.
And so what types of ways do you handle it when he's growling and he's frustrated and angry? How do you massage his feelings and teach him how to have appropriate emotions?
You froze up there for a second.
Okay, my question was, when he's growling or angry, how do you massage his emotions and teach him how to deal with his emotions in a way that is going to be effective?
We talk.
And so what would you say to him about that?
Son, we don't do that. That's not the nice thing to do, or not right now. You have to wait.
How are you teaching Jackson to be empathetic to other people?
With his sister and my girlfriend.
What do you mean by that, with your sister and my girlfriend? I don't understand.
Empathetic is something that you do within the household. It's an example that you set in the household. That's how you teach your children what you do in your household. It exudes outside.
So are you able to see empathy in him at this point in time in his life where he's showing empathy towards someone else's emotions or feelings?
No.
So you're not successful at teaching him empathy if you're not able to see that right now, correct?
Not correct.
Does he throw temper tantrums ever?
No, he doesn't throw temper tantrums.
So what steps have you taken? What other things have you done in Jackson's life to support the fact that his mother is not in his life right now?
Support the fact that his mother isn't. He has a surrogate mother. My girlfriend is his mother. Might not be his biological mother, but that's his mother. That's the one he calls mama. That's the only thing he's known since almost 3 months old.
How do you show love for Jackson?
Feed, clothes, housing, hugs, kisses, bash, talking to him, and taking care of my child.
Are you aware, Mr. Coleman, that maintaining a healthy bond with both parents is critical for a child's well-being? Are you aware of that?
Absolutely.
And it's your position that the surrogate mother is sufficient for Jackson, correct?
Absolutely.
You said earlier that you provided those dental records to your attorney, correct?
Correct.
Are you aware of any delays in language or physical activities in Jackson at this point?
Not at all.
But you haven't taken him to a pediatrician, correct?
Correct.
Are you renting at the...
Yes.
And how many residences have you had in the past year and a half?
Just 2.
Why did you take that co-parenting course on November the 14th?
It was a good thing to do.
And how many hours was it?
I believe it was 4 hours.
So when you took Jackson to the dentist, did you go to the dentist as well?
Yes, I took him to the dentist.
No, I mean, did you also have a dental appointment?
No, specifically just for him.
And do you currently have custody of her?
Not legal custody.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Questions of this witness?
Yes, Judge, thank you. How many children do you have, Mr. Coolman?
Hold on. Can you also do your direct at the same time so we can save some time?
Absolutely, Judge.
All right.
Mr. Coleman, how many children do you have?
2.
What are their names and ages?
Jacqueline Coleman, 17, and Jackson Coleman, 3.
Before July of 2023, were you and Mr. Rue following the possession schedule that's set out in the agreed order?
Yes,
Yes. Did y'all ever deviate from that agreement?
I haven't.
When did y'all deviate from that agreement?
Before she went to Jamaica.
When did Mr. Rue go to Jamaica?
For her birthday, I believe it was the week of June the 30th, 2023,
And where was Jackson while Mr. Rue was in Jamaica?
with me
How long was Jackson with you on that occasion?
the whole week.
Did Mr. Rue ask you to watch Jackson during that time?
No,
What occurred on June 27th, 2023?
I went to pick up my son as planned, and I was assaulted by Miss Duro in front of her new boyfriend.
What specifically happened?
I went to pick him up. She came out. She was surprised I was there, asked me why I was there. I said to pick up my son. She goes to pick the car seat that was in her car and handed it to her boyfriend, so her boyfriend can hand it to me, which would have caused the altercation.
And what happened next?
I told her, I told him, I don't know you. We have an agreement where she puts the car seat in my car. Jackson was upstairs. She actually hit me and threw orange juice on me.
What occurred on July 27th, 2023?
July 27, 2023 is the day she went to jail.
What occurred on?
She assaulted me.
Was that, I apologize, did I say, was that June 27th or July 27th?
That was June 27th.
Did anything occur during the month of July of 2023?
No.
What happened on September 28th, 2023?
September 28, 2023, she was stalking outside of my house at 5:30 in the morning. I went to drive off. I thought I saw her vehicle. So when I pulled into a neighbor's driveway to double back to see if I saw her vehicle, 5:30 in the morning, it was her. She had already pulled up, locked me in the driveway, and the police came out. I told them the situation, like, hey, she's been out here watching me, and she has a stay-away order. They told me the stay-away order expired the day before.
And what occurred next?
I called the district attorney about the case for the assault, and she told me they should have took her to jail because she violated the bond conditions.
I want to.
The police didn't have bond conditions in their system. They only have restraining orders and violations of restraining orders and emergency protection orders, which had expired the day before.
It's about us having access to electronic. What happened on September 30th, 2023?
On September 30th, me and my girlfriend were at a pop-up shop for Halloween in Houston. We have a booth set up, 10 by 10 booth. We were there for maybe about a few hours. At 3 o'clock, I seen Crystal's friend came to the booth, pretending like she was purchasing product. Next thing I know, we get ambushed from the back. Crystal jumps in the booth, headbutts Jackson. I don't know who it was. I pulled her off. My girlfriend and I fell. Pulled her off by somebody and my child. I pulled her off. And then her friend reaches in, grabs Jackson, and runs. My girlfriend had bruises. Everybody was there. The police came. They told Crystal, you got to leave. You have to go. I was told by the people that were there, the organizers, that they had seen her hanging around, scanning, looking, and they asked her, hey, can we help you?
Objection hearsay.
Who called the police on that occasion?
She called the police before she jumped into our booth.
Stayed after she stayed.
Did you observe Ms. Giroux being arrested on September 30th, 2023?
No.
Are there other occurrences where you've observed Ms. Giroux being arrested?
No.
Are you aware of other times where Ms. Giroux has been arrested?
Yes.
How many times to your knowledge?
Objection to relevance.
Sustain.
How do you meet Jackson's emotional needs on a daily basis?
Hug them, love them, tell them I love you. Hugs are free. That's our thing. Hugs are free.
And you testified earlier that he gets 3 meals a day, correct?
Sometimes 4.
And are those healthy?
Yes,
They're full of nutrition and good for a growing 3-year-old boy?
absolutely.
What is your current possession schedule in the agreed final order?
I'm supposed to have him from 6:30 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday,
Is that every week?
every week.
And you've been following that order since it was entered, correct?
Correct.
What is your daily routine with Jackson?
We get up, we brush our teeth, get dressed, I take my girlfriend to work. Me and him, we actually might go to Chick-fil-A or we come home, make breakfast. I package a few packages for the business. We play. We go outside to our clubhouse that I built, and it's just Father and Sunday every day. This is our life. I pick my daughter up at 12:30, sometimes 1 o'clock. And then when I leave to go pick up my girlfriend, Jackson stays here instead of driving across town again. Come back home, watch TV, we eat, regular household sex.
That's it.
Y'all enjoy doing extracurricular activities together too, right?
Yes.
Objection leading.
That's worded.
Judge, I'm going to bring a document up in front of my client to bring it into evidence. R1.
I'll look
With me.
away unless he already has a copy, and then you can look it up that way.
I don't believe he has a copy in front of him, Judge.
Okay, I'll look away. Use your screen share function.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Jackson, you my screen?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Coleman. Apologies.
Yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with the objects or scene that these photos describe? And I'm just going to kind of flip through them here.
Yes.
How are you familiar with the objects or scenes that are depicted?
In my house, except for the one with the dog.
And what am I showing you right now?
What are you saying?
What are these documents?
Pictures of my son since 3 months old at my home, except for the one with the dog.
And are each of these photos a fair and accurate depiction of the objects or scenes that they depict?
Yes.
After what's been marked as Respondent's Exhibit R4 into evidence.
I have no objection to the photographs.
R4 admitted.
Thank you. Mr. Coleman, I'll scroll back up to the first one. We've kind of briefly gone through these, but when was this first photo taken?
January 4, 2023.
How old was Jackson at this time?
It was just 2.
And do you see any bruises, injuries, or marks on Jackson?
No,
Do you see anything that would cause you concern for his safety or well-being?
not at all.
Does he appear to you to be healthy and well cared for?
Yes.
Does he appear upset?
No,
We'll go to the next picture. How old is Jackson in this photo?
he's 1.
About when was this photo taken?
March 28, 2022.
And do you see any bruises, injuries, or marks on Jackson to suggest that he is not being well cared for?
No.
Does he appear well fed to you?
Yes.
Does he appear upset or angry?
Not at all.
And when was this photo taken?
Valentine's Day, 2023.
And does Jackson appear in this photo to be well cared for?
Yes.
And at this point in time, was he spending every day with you?
Yes.
I'll keep going. I'm going to scroll to some more recent photos towards the bottom. In this photo, who is in this photo?
My girlfriend, LaShonda.
And does LaShonda live with you?
Yes.
And does she have a bond with Jackson?
Absolutely.
How would you describe their bond?
Mother and son.
Is she safe? Is LaShonda, in your opinion, safe and appropriate with Jackson?
Yes.
Do you have any cause for concern while Jackson is in her care or in your presence?
Never.
I'll keep going. And who is in this photo?
That's my daughter,
And what is her name?
Jacqueline.
And when was this photo taken?
That was December 31st, 2021.
How old was Jackson in this photo?
2 months old.
Do Jackson and you testified this is your daughter, correct?
Yes.
Do they have a strong bond?
Yes.
How would you describe their bond?
She's the best big sister.
And how old was she at the time that this photo was taken?
Like the one flight before, that was 3 years ago. She was 15.
And was she living primarily with you at that point in time?
Yes. Our thing with the working being 2 years old.
Keep going. What's Jackson doing in this photo?
Eating watermelon.
And I'll keep going. How old is Jackson in this photo?
2.
And do you see anything to cause you concern for his safety and well-being?
No.
What's Jackson doing in this photo?
He's playing with dandelions. Stroke. We're playing with frogs in the fountain in the backyard. We do it all the time.
And how often y'all play together outside?
Every day, except when it's raining.
What are your plans for Jackson's schooling in the future?
Register him for daycare.
And when would you intend to do that?
Probably within the next 6 months. He's just now potty trained.
Is that a requirement before they can enter daycare?
Yeah.
What plans do you have for Jackson's extracurricular activities in the future?
We're going to try a little football.
And you testified earlier that you took the parenting course, correct?
Yes.
What did you learn in that parenting course?
I learned a lot, specifically on, I really focused on assault and coping with being a victim of domestic violence and not also encouraging the other co-parent. But obviously I haven't had much communication with the other co-parent to have any encouraging words. I have no empathy for the other co-parent. So
If the court appoints you as the temporary primary conservator of Jackson today, how do you plan to ensure that Jackson has regular contact with Mr. Rue?
whatever the court orders and deems necessary.
Have you ever withheld Jackson from Mr. Rue?
Not once.
Has she ever appeared at your residence to pick up Jackson in the last year and a half?
No.
Have you engaged in any behavior that could negatively influence Jackson, such as drug or alcohol abuse?
No. I don't do drugs.
I'm going to share another exhibit, Judge, if I may.
Go ahead. When you're done, make sure you stop the screen share.
Apologies, Judge. Just a minute. Mr. Coleman, do you see what's on my screen?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the object or scene that it depicts?
Yes.
How are you familiar with the object or scene that's depicted?
Those are my security cameras.
And what is this object or scene?
That is a screenshot of my vehicle and a sheriff car across the street from my house on December 3rd at 6:30 p.m.
Is this screenshot a fair and accurate depiction of the objects or scenes at the relevant time?
Yes.
I offer what's been marked as Respondent's Exhibit 2 into evidence.
Your Honor, I do object to this. This does not, it's not properly authenticated. The foundation is not laid.
Okay, let me rule sustained.
Why did you call the police earlier this week?
As I was forwarded a message from you, from the attorney, that Ms. Duke wanted to exercise her right to pick up Jackson.
And why did you call the police on that occurrence?
I haven't seen her since the trial. She has never seen her son in a year and a half, besides when she headbutted him on September 30th. And I need to stand by for just in case avoid any fiasco.
And did Mr. Rue appear at your residence to pick up Jackson?
No, she was a no-show.
Between August and September of 2023, why didn't you meet Mr. Rue at a police station to exchange Jackson?
Because that's not what the court order said. It said she's my resident and I have to go to hers. It's been a year and a half. I stay 15 minutes away. She hasn't seen her child in a year and a half, besides one time where she assaulted us in our booth.
Responsive, Your Honor.
Sustained.
How long has it been since Mr. Rue saw Jackson?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
Mr. Coleman, are you aware of any situations or individuals that may pose a danger to Jackson?
No,
Have you ever left Jackson in the care of someone who you later learned was unsafe?
no,
Do you believe that Jackson is safe with Miss Peters?
yes.
Do you believe that Jackson is safe with your daughter?
Hold on a second. Yes. Jacqueline, come get Jackson.
Hey, Papa. Hey, Papa.
Take your sister.
Hey, Papa.
Take him to the bathroom.
Bye, Papa.
Come get him. He's right here. Oh, he's on the body. Let him go to the body. Go in there with him. Continue.
Hey, do you need to be in a place where you can testify uninterrupted?
I'm in my bedroom.
Okay, but you've been interrupted twice, and this is court, and this is a court case about your child who has come into the room twice.
My daughter's here. He just woke up again.
We'll wait for him to finish, and this is going against your time this holiday.
Hurry up, Jackson. Hurry up. Get out of here. I'm at court.
He doesn't need to know you're in court.
I'm at my daughter.
He's there.
May I proceed, Judge?
Lord.
Mr. Coleman, what concerns do you have, if any, for the safety and welfare of Jackson while he is in Mr. Rue's care?
Done.
What kind of possession schedule are you asking this court to give her today?
2 hours. She could see him 2 hours. First, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month. Or step up for maybe 6 months or more. And then we'll revisit after 6 months or longer. She doesn't know.
Why do you feel that this possession schedule is necessary for Jackson's safety and well-being?
He's 3. He doesn't know his biological mother. His mental development skills and everything, personality, the person of his own. It's like handing your child to a stranger.
As a witness.
Can you redirect?
Yes, I do have a couple of statements and questions for this witness. Mr. Coleman, it's more important, isn't it true that it's more important to you for your girlfriend and your daughter to establish a bond with Jackson more so than it is for his mother to establish a bond with her, correct?
No, it's not.
You said that you allow Jackson to play outside with frogs, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you know that frogs have warts?
Not all.
Do you think that that's safe for you to allow him to play with frogs?
Yes.
You mentioned earlier, and your attorney asked you about your 17-year-old daughter. When I was questioning you, you mentioned that you don't have custody of her legally. Can you elaborate on that?
She hasn't seen her mother since she was 2 years old.
And is that because you have done the same thing to her mother that you're doing to my client?
No, she just abandoned her child, period. There's no custody order.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Did you file a motion with the court to get legal custody of your daughter?
No,
When I was questioning you, do you recall saying that you had no intention of putting Jackson in daycare?
didn't say that.
So it's your testimony now that you intend to put him in daycare in the next 6 months, correct?
Correct.
And which daycare would that be, Mr. Coleman?
Somewhere close to the house.
Have you had an opportunity to do any research since you're thinking about doing this in the next 6 months?
Yes, there's one around the corner.
You don't know the name of it?
No.
And you also said that Jackson was just now potty trained. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes.
Isn't it true that in July of 2023, at the time that he was primarily with his mom, he was already almost potty trained then, correct?
Not correct.
Is he fully potty trained right now or partially?
Fully.
So he's having no accidents at night or during the day?
He has some accident at night.
So then he's not fully potty trained, correct?
He is fully potty trained.
If he's having accidents, Mr. Coleman, he's not.
Counsel. Oh my.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He did divorce for no reason.
Isn't it true that my client has appeared at your residence to exercise possession of Jackson?
No.
Didn't she come to your residence this past week?
No.
So why did you end up calling the police?
Because I provided my attorney with the new address that taps to you to get to her.
So she wasn't at your house when you called the police?
No. On December 3rd, no.
You stated that you have no concerns, no safety concerns for Jackson when he's in my client's presence, correct?
Correct.
You also stated that you have no empathy for Mr. Rue. Is that correct?
None.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Can you counsel this witness, Ms. Holiday?
Very briefly, Judge. Mr. Coleman, you testified that you work 24 hours a day. Is that correct?
Correct.
What did you mean by that?
At home majority of the day, and all I do is sit online, fill orders as they come in. It doesn't matter what time of night or day. I might get up 3 in the morning, oh, there's 20 orders, and we fill them.
Has your work interfered at all with your care for Jackson?
No, gonna stay at home, Dad.
Is your job flexible?
Yes.
Pass the witness.
Mr. Coleman, isn't it true that you have been violating this court's order? You have not given my client possession of Jackson, isn't that correct?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion.
Overruled. Well, as to the second part of the question,
You can answer, Mr. Coleman.
Repeat the question.
Isn't it true you have violated the current...
you have not been given my client a child.
I'm sorry, thank you, Your Honor. Isn't it true you have not been exchanging Jackson with Miss Coleman?
I want to read. No, that's not correct. That's not her last name.
With Mr. Rue, I apologize. I'm getting my names all mixed up as well. Isn't it true that when it is time for my client to exercise possession of Jackson, you will not provide him to her?
That's not true.
When have you provided him to her?
June 27th, 2023. June 26th, 2023.
And it's your testimony.
July 27th, 2023.
And it's your testimony that she has not tried to exercise possession of Jackson since then.
He has, but it's been at the wrong time.
What time did she come there?
What day?
Any day that she came, that was the wrong time.
September the 29th, 5 a.m. in the morning, when she would have had possession of him, when she blocked me in the driveway, but she didn't. We actually had him. Her emergency protection order expired the day before.
Objection not responsive.
Sustained.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Anything else?
Briefly, Judge, if I may, unless there's counsel, do you have any objection to R5, the parenting course certificate?
No, I don't have any objection to that.
Judge, I offer what's been marked as, respondents, Exhibit 5, the parenting course certificate of compliance.
R5 made meta.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing further.